Leah, Bastien and Boudreaux were cruising back from Uranus. What a trip, Bastien snored softly. Boudreaux adjusted his little space helmet. Suddenly their penguin-shaped crystal glowed. It showed a picture of Saturn. Wow, our next adventure awaits. Bastien yawned, his tail wagging. Boudreaux yipped excitedly. They loved exploring space with Leah. Each adventure was unique and exciting. Leah inputted the coordinates to Saturn. Next stop, the ringed planet. The spaceship hummed. It was ready for another adventure. Leah smiled. She had a feeling this trip would be ring-tastic. Leah's spaceship, the Galactic Goofmobile, zoomed through the cosmos. It was a marvel of modern engineering, designed to be both fast and efficient, capable of traversing the vast distances of space with ease. Leah had spent years perfecting its design, ensuring that it was not only functional but also comfortable for her and her canine companions. It was even faster and shinier than before. The new upgrades had made a significant difference, allowing them to cut down travel time and enjoy a smoother ride. The exterior gleamed under the distant stars, a testament to the countless hours of work Leah had put into it. It had extra comfy beds for the dogs and a treat dispenser that never ran empty. Leah knew that keeping her furry friends happy was crucial for the long journey ahead. The beds were made of the softest materials, ensuring that the dogs could rest comfortably, while the treat dispenser was always stocked with their favorite snacks. "Hold on, pups!" Leah's voice was filled with excitement and a hint of nervousness. She knew that the journey to Saturn would be challenging, but she was confident in her skills and the capabilities of the Goofmobile, shouted Leah, navigating the Goofmobile expertly through the space rocks. The asteroid field was dense with massive rocks hurtling through space at incredible speeds. Leah's hands moved swiftly over the controls, her eyes focused on the path ahead. She had trained for this moment, and her skills were put to the test as she maneuvered the spaceship with precision. Bastien barked, a little bit scared, but mostly excited. The thrill of the journey was palpable, and even though there were moments of fear, the excitement of exploring new frontiers kept their spirits high. Boudreaux, wearing his special doggy goggles, whooped with delight. Finally, they reached Saturn. The sight of the giant planet filled the view screen, its rings shimmering in the distance. The dogs gathered around, their eyes wide with wonder as they took in the breathtaking view. Wowzers! The dogs' reactions were priceless, their amazement evident in their wide eyes and wagging tails. They had never seen anything like it before, and the beauty of Saturn left them in awe. The planet was even more beautiful up close. The intricate details of its surface and the vibrant colors of its rings were mesmerizing. Leah couldn't help but feel a sense of accomplishment as she gazed at the planet they had worked so hard to reach. Its rings shimmered with countless icy particles. Each particle reflected the light in a unique way, creating a dazzling display that seemed almost magical. The rings were a reminder of the wonders of the universe and the endless possibilities that lay ahead. This place is awesome. The dogs were eager to explore, their excitement growing with each passing moment. They couldn't wait to set paw on the surface of Saturn and discover all the new sights and smells it had to offer. Boudreaux shivered. The temperature on Saturn was much colder than they had anticipated, and the chill in the air was a stark contrast to the warmth of the spaceship. Saturn was much colder than Uranus. The icy surface and frigid temperatures were a challenge, but Leah and her team were prepared for the harsh conditions. Good thing they had their super-duper space heaters. The heaters provided much-needed warmth, ensuring that the dogs stayed comfortable despite the freezing temperatures outside. Leah was grateful for the advanced technology that made their journey possible and kept them safe in the harsh environment of space. Leah, Bastien and Boudreaux landed on one of Saturn's larger icy moons. Time to explore. She put on her thermal snowsuit. Bastien and Boudreaux wore matching ones, complete with tiny earmuffs. As they hopped out of the Goofmobile, they heard a strange noise. Clang! 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 They peeked around an ice ridge and saw small grey creatures mining the ice. They had big ears and even bigger noses. Who are they? Those are Craggits! Leah, Bastien and Boudreaux turned around and gasped. Standing before them was a giant creature made of ice. Its presence was both awe-inspiring and intimidating as it towered over the landscape, casting long shadows on the icy ground. The creature's body was a complex lattice of crystalline structures, each one reflecting light in a dazzling array of colors. It was as if the very essence of winter had come to life. standing before them in all its frosty glory. It shimmered with an otherworldly light. The glow seemed to pulse gently like a heartbeat, giving the creature an almost ethereal quality. It was clear that this was no ordinary being. It was something ancient and powerful, a guardian of secrets long forgotten. It introduced itself as an ice guardian, protector of Saturn's rings. Its voice was deep and resonant, echoing through the cold air like the rumble of distant thunder. The ice guardian spoke of its duty to protect the rings, a task it had carried out for millennia. The Craggits are stealing the rings' ice to power their spaceships. These malevolent beings had discovered that the ice of Saturn's rings held a unique energy source, one that could fuel their nefarious plans. The Ice Guardian's voice trembled with anger and sorrow as it recounted the Craggits' relentless theft. "That's terrible! Saturn needs its rings!" Leah exclaimed, her voice filled with concern. The rings were not just a beautiful feature of the planet. They were vital to its stability and the balance of the entire solar system. Bastien growled at the thought of anyone destroying something so beautiful. His protective instincts kicked in, and he stood tall, ready to defend the rings with all his might. Even Boudreaux, usually scared of everything, stamped his little paw indignantly. The small dog, often timid and shy, found a surge of courage within himself. He knew that this was a cause worth fighting for. The Ice Guardian explained that the Craggits had stolen the power core that kept the rings stable. Without this core, the delicate balance of the rings would be disrupted, leading to their eventual disintegration. Without it, the rings will disappear. The gravity that held the ice particles together would weaken, causing the rings to slowly drift apart and vanish into the void of space. It boomed sadly. Leah knew she had to help. The Ice Guardian's sorrow was palpable, and Leah felt a deep sense of responsibility. She couldn't stand by and watch as something so magnificent was destroyed. "Don't worry, we'll get your power core back," Leah declared with determination. She, Bastien, and Boudreaux were ready to embark on this crucial mission. They knew the journey ahead would be fraught with danger, but they were resolute in their quest to save Saturn's rings and restore balance to the cosmos. "Okay, team, here's the plan. Bastien, you create a diversion. Bark and howl like you see a giant space flea." Bastien, always up for a good howl, nodded eagerly. "Boudreaux, you're with me. You're small and cute. They'll never suspect you." Boudreaux, despite feeling nervous, puffed out his chest. He was brave when he needed to be, especially when Leah was counting on him. They were a team and they would save Saturn's rings together. Leah and Boudreaux stealthily followed the Craggits to their base. Meanwhile, Bastien's impressive howling skills had the Craggits running around in confusion.
"Space fleas, yikes!"
Leah, using her special space grappling hook, swung silently across the cavernous base. Boudreaux clung tightly to her backpack. Finally, she spotted the power core. It was a glowing sphere, pulsating with energy.
"Gotcha!"
Leah carefully removed it from its stand. Boudreaux, despite the danger, couldn't help but wag his tail. Leah was amazing.
"Let's get out of here!"
Leah, with Boudreaux in tow and a howling Bastien at her side, raced back to the Ice Guardian. The cold wind whipped around them, but their determination kept them warm. They had been on this quest for what felt like an eternity, braving the harshest of conditions to retrieve the power core. Each step they took was a testament to their courage and resilience. The icy landscape stretched out endlessly, but the sight of the Ice Guardian in the distance filled them with hope and renewed energy. "I got it!" Leah shouted, her voice echoing through the frosty air. The power core, a small but immensely powerful object, glowed faintly in her hands. It was the key to restoring Saturn's rings, and she had risked everything to retrieve it. Her heart pounded with a mix of exhaustion and exhilaration. She exclaimed triumphantly, handing over the power core. The Ice Guardian, a majestic figure made entirely of ice and snow, accepted it with a nod of gratitude. Its eyes, deep and ancient, seemed to sparkle with a newfound light. This was the moment they had all been waiting for. The Ice Guardian took the core and placed it back where it belonged. The core fit perfectly into a slot at the center of the Guardian's chest, and for a moment, everything was still. Then a soft hum began to emanate from the core, growing louder and more powerful with each passing second. Instantly, a wave of energy pulsed through the rings. The energy spread outwards like ripples in a pond, reaching every corner of Saturn's rings. The once dull and lifeless rings began to shimmer with a vibrant light, their beauty restored in an instant. It was a sight to behold, a true marvel of the universe. They shimmered and glowed brighter than ever. The rings, now fully restored, sparkled with an intensity that outshone even the brightest stars. It was as if the entire universe was celebrating their success. Leah, Bastien and Boudreaux stood in awe, their hard work and determination finally paying off. The Ice Guardian beamed, its icy face radiating gratitude. It was a rare sight to see such emotion from the Guardian, but this was a momentous occasion. The Guardian's gratitude was not just for the restoration of the rings, but for the bravery and perseverance shown by Leah and her companions. "You saved Saturn, young explorer." The Guardian's voice was filled with pride and admiration. Leah felt a swell of pride in her chest. This was the culmination of their journey, the reward for all their hard work and sacrifices. They had done it. They had saved Saturn. As a reward, it gifted Leah, Bastien and Boudreaux each a tiny, shimmering ice crystal. These crystals were not just beautiful, they were imbued with the essence of the Ice Guardian itself. They would serve as a reminder of their incredible journey and the bond they had formed with the Guardian. These will always remind you of your bravery. The Guardian's words were a solemn promise. Leah, Bastien and Boudreaux knew that no matter where their future adventures took them, they would always carry a piece of this incredible journey with them. The ice crystals were a symbol of their courage, their friendship, and the incredible feat they had accomplished together. With Saturn's rings safe and sound, Leah, Bastien and Boudreaux climbed back into the galactic goofmobile. Time to head home, pups. Bastien, exhausted from his howling session, curled up on his bed and instantly fell asleep. Boudreaux clutched his ice crystal, already dreaming of their next adventure. As they zoomed back towards Earth, Leah couldn't help but smile. She had the best pups in the galaxy, and together they made an amazing team. The penguin crystal pulsed faintly. Where would it take them next? Leah couldn't wait to find out.